Today on The Masked Golfer, we look back at a thrilling 2021 championship season. We visit two historic clubs hosting national championships. 3 USGA champions from Massachusetts are honored, plus we see how they make the #1 ball in golf right here in Massachusetts. All of that and more next. Hello and welcome to The Masked Golfer. I'm your host, Stephen Hanjack, and over the next 30 minutes, we'll show you highlights from our championships, cool places to play, and how masked golf helps make golf in the Commonwealth fun, accessible, and sometimes competitive. Let's start by looking back at 3 of our signature events in 2021 and how they played out. The 111th Massachusetts Open was contested at Oak Hill in Fitchburg, Massachusetts. Weather delays and suspension of play due to darkness were just some of the storylines. Max Theodorakis was able to get in his 18, and he fired an impressive 4 under par 66 to have the overnight lead, but the entire field had not yet finished. Brad Adamonis was also 4 under when play was called, and he finished his round the following morning to stay at 4 under. Brad Adamonis would follow up his opening round of 66 with a second round 68, leaving him sitting atop the leaderboard at 6 under. Amateur golfer Ben Spitz would fire a 5 under 65 to get within 1 shot of the pace. Rob Labritz, fresh off his playing in the PGA Championship at Kiowa Island, made a move up the leaderboard to put him 2 shots back. The final day featured a lot of drama, with amateur Ben Spitz leading most of the day, but a pack of golfers were all in contention. David Pastor would post his second consecutive round in red figures, but he would join Sean Warren, Jason Thresher, who posted consecutive 67s, opening round co-leader Max Theodorakis, and Spitz, all at 4 under and 1 back of the winning score. It was Rob Labritz who, powered by a front 9 32, was able to get to 5 under par and take home the title to become the 111th Massachusetts Open champion. The 118th Massachusetts Women's Amateur was played at Plymouth Country Club in Plymouth, Massachusetts. 2 rounds of medal play would be first up to determine the 32 to qualify for match play. The story of the first day was University of Virginia golfer Rebecca Scholar, as she fired a record-breaking 6 under 64 to take a 6-shot lead heading into day 2. Scholar took home medalist honors. On day 4, Shannon Johnson would have an easy time advancing through her 2 opponents and would again be in the final match. Meanwhile, Katie Schoenecker would need this 75-foot putt to force a playoff, which she would win on the 19th hole. So the final match was set, Shannon Johnson versus Katie Schoenecker. Under bright skies and steamy temperatures, Katie Schoenecker's putter was just as hot, as she started off with 2 birdies to win the first 2 holes and never looked back, as she closed out Shannon Johnson 5 and 4 to win her first ever Massachusetts Women's Amateur. The 113th Massachusetts Amateur Championship was played at the venerable Brayburn Country Club in Newton, Massachusetts. 2 days of medal play determined the round of 32 for match play. On day 2, Ben Spitz would shoot a second round 66, which helped earn him medalist honors, just weeks after finishing as low amateur at the Massachusetts Open. Former U.S. Junior Amateur champion Michael Thorbjornsen got it in gear, shooting a course record 64. The field of 32 was now set for what would be a historic conclusion. Ben Spitz would go 2-0 on the day and be headed to the quarterfinals. He was joined by Brayburn's Christopher Bornhorst, who used his local knowledge to advance. Former champion Matt Parziale advanced to the finals by defeating maybe the hottest player in Massachusetts amateur golf, Ben Spitz. He followed that up by defeating Brayburn member Christopher Bornhorst. On the other side of the bracket, Michael Thorbjornsen took care of business to reach the finals by defeating Michael Amari and Chris Francoeur. The stage was set for what many believe to be the first time 2 USGA national champions would face off for a state amateur title. The story for the final match was all Michael Thorbjornsen. He would have 12 birdies in his opening 18 holes for the match. Parziale would shoot 67 and was still down 6 before the afternoon 18. Thorbjornsen would add another 4 to close out Parziale 8 up. Parziale on the day had 10 birdies and an eagle. Congratulations to Michael Thorbjornsen and to all of those who competed. 2022 is shaping up to be a tremendous year of golf in the Bay State. not just locally, but also nationally. The best players in the world make their way to the country club in Brookline for the 121st U.S. Open, while the U.S. Senior Amateur will be contested at the Catanzet Club in Marion. We spoke with Jim McCabe, veteran golf writer and publisher of the Power Fades newsletter and powerfades.com, to give us his thoughts on these championship venues.
The fascinating thing is when you study the history of the country club, you kind of get a feeling of what golf was in this country. We all know 1913, Francis Ouimet, the most significant, U.S. Open in history. But what has also happened over there, over the years, they have been passionate about amateur golf. It's been a showcase of the best players in the world. The glory of the country club, it is what it's always been. There's nothing contrived about the country club. They've always been a golf course in a throwback, old school golf. A lot of the younger players are going to get there and they're going to say, my goodness, I guess this is a little different than we play week in and week out on the PGA Tour. People who really know golf courses, even if they've never been there, they all know Catanzet. They know things about Catanzet. I'll guarantee you they know the third hole is a little par 3 that, depending when you play, it could be an island green with water, or it could be playing off the beach. And you would think it's a true links course. It's not. It's not a fast-running, hard and fast links course. It's got a lot of soil. It can be wet down there because of heavy dew, but it is truly a remarkable layout. I just think it's one of the really cool venues that you can play in the world of golf.
Up next, the Executive Director and CEO of Mass Golf joins us, and we preview the 2022 championship season when the Mass Golfer continues.
There is nothing better than golf season in Massachusetts. As an allied golf association of the USGA, Mass Golf is equipped to help those just getting into the game, those already golf obsessed, and everybody in between. By becoming a member of Mass Golf, you'll get a handicap index, which helps make the game more fun and puts an end to those first tee arguments. Our community of over 100,000 golfers is ready to welcome you. Visit massgolf.org and make today a golf day.
Peaked on that a little bit. Let's try that again.
There's a little bit of break from left to right. Distance really good.
Pick out our intermediate target. Look at it from chest height. Give me some speed. Repetition is the key. Beautiful job. Let's try that again.
At FootJoy, we have this theory. For something to be truly innovative, to be truly groundbreaking, it has to be unexpected. Full of raw potential, not marginally better than what already exists. It has to be so impressive that no one else can compete. Yeah, we like that theory. We use it to push ourselves, to push our game, so that you can keep pushing yours.
This segment is brought to you by First Team Massachusetts, empowering youth through the game of golf.
Welcome back to the Mass Golfer. I'm your host, Stephen Hanjack. Mass Golf is a lot of things to a lot of different people. Recently, I sat down with Executive Director and CEO Jesse Menachem to discuss everything that is Mass Golf. Jesse, thanks for joining us today.
I'm happy to be here, Stephen. Thank you.
We know that there is a huge boom in the game of golf right now, but just how are you able to measure that success?
Well, it has been incredible, and through KPIs and metrics, we're able to measure our membership, which is grown by the day. In addition to that, our event participation from all levels of competition is through the roof. And then finally, through our national partners, whether it be the National Golf Foundation, the USGA, and others, we're able to share the data and the information that truly proves how this game has grown.
For many years, Mass Golf was most widely known for the championships they conducted, but it's much more than that. Can you talk a bit about what Mass Golf is and who makes up Mass Golf?
Certainly. The breadth of the organization is quite remarkable. And we are an association of member clubs. We have 340 member clubs statewide, 2/3 of which are public access golf courses. By way of our member clubs, we have over 100,000 individual golfers who we service and engage with on a regular basis. On top of our services, whether it be through handicapping, course rating, rules of golf education, we have a plethora of events for all levels of play, whether it be a championship, a tournament, a member day, or different events and engagements that can support our member clubs and their constituents. We are extremely intentional on our areas of focus through community, developing the organization, women's golf, and youth golf development.
An important part of Mass Golf's makeup is the fact that we are a nonprofit organization. Can you talk about the role we play in advancing the game of golf in Massachusetts?
As a 501c3 nonprofit, we are extremely proud of that designation. One of our major objectives is by way of junior golf development and 2 programs that we showcase and present proudly, one being the First Tee of Massachusetts, and secondly, the Youth on Course program. These are opportunities to get kids involved with the game, but to also teach them the core values of the game so they become great people throughout their lives. And then the Youth on Course program is something that complements First Tee, where it provides affordable access to our youth. They pay no more than $5 per round of golf, and it's a great way for them to engage with their family, their friends, and just get out on the golf course, have some fun, and enjoy the experience.
This year, Mass Golf has been encouraging the community to make today a golf day. Why is that so important?
The beauty of this game is it's inclusive for everybody. You can enjoy it at all levels of play and experience, whether it's a traditional 18-hole round, a 9-hole round with friends and family, or just hanging out with some buddies at the driving range for an hour. Make golf what it means to you, enjoy it, play well, and have fun out there.
Jesse, thanks again for the time today. Now let's get out there and make today a golf day.
Thanks again, Stephen.
Mass Golf hosts and runs over 100 events every year. Here's a look at the 3 courses hosting Mass Golf's signature events this season. Mass Golf will host 3 signature championships at 3 tournament-tested Donald Ross gems in the Commonwealth. The 112th Massachusetts Open will be held at the storied Longmeadow Country Club in Longmeadow, Mass. The course was completed in 1924 by Ross with landscape architectural design by Frederick Law Olmsted. The golf course is a classic Ross design through the subtle and sometimes dramatic topography. The golfer is asked to provide power and finesse when traversing this topography. The par 70 can be stretched out to over 6,700 yards and is a great test of championship golf. The week-long Massachusetts Amateur will be celebrating its 114th edition at the Ross-designed Concord Country Club in Concord, Massachusetts. This par 70 golf course can be stretched out to over 6,600 yards, and shot making is at a premium on this course. Golfers will be required to shape the ball both left and right, and like most Ross courses, being long on your approaches will leave difficult up and downs. The Women's Amateur will be contested at another Ross design, the Orchards in South Hadley, Massachusetts. The oldest of the 3 championships, the Women's Amateur is fittingly at a course with a rich history hosting women's tournaments, both regionally and nationally. The course was donated to Mount Holyoke College, an all-women's school, and it is regularly ranked as one of the top 10 college courses in the country. The champions of these 3 tournaments will be well-deserved, as all 3 of these courses will offer the golfer a challenging test. Coming up, Mass Golf recognizes 3 local golfers who became national champions. And we visit the home of the #1 ball in golf when the Mass Golfer continues.
All right, welcome back. This is Steve's 3rd wedding. You know, I'm on a first-name basis with the tuxedo shop.
You shouldn't combine a rehearsal dinner with stand-up comedy.
Steve's a bit of a magician, yeah. Every woman he puts a wedding ring on disappears. You having a good time, ma'am? All right, we'll tell your face.
But you should combine your home and auto insurance to save 20% or more when you switch to Arbella.
Oh, Steve's roommates are here. Or should I say parents? But,
Find your agent at arbella.com.
Hey, 3rd time's the charm. I don't know what they say about the 4th.
The drive to succeed can start with a single swing. That's the beauty of golf. It teaches, exhilarates, humbles, and thrills. And it opens doors to so much more. Youth on Course unlocks these life-changing opportunities by making the game accessible to all young people. We subsidize rounds of golf, ensuring our members pay $5 or less to play. We provide meaningful work experience through our caddy and internship program, and we offer valuable scholarships. These experiences make a difference. Some impact is subtle, more patience, fewer nerves, and some monumental. A safe space to play, a path to college, and the support of a community over 100,000 members strong. And it all starts here, with access to the game. Because we believe transformation begins with opportunity. And when you get the chance to play, you get the chance to soar.
There is nothing better than golf season in Massachusetts. As an allied golf association of the USGA, Mass Golf is equipped to help those just getting into the game, those already golf-obsessed, and everybody in between. By becoming a member of Mass Golf, you'll get a handicap index, which helps make the game more fun and puts an end to those first tee arguments. Our community of over 100,000 golfers is ready to welcome you. Visit massgolf.org and make today a golf day.
This segment is brought to you by Titleist, the #1 ball in golf.
Welcome back to the Mass Golfer. I'm your host, Stephen Hanjack. Massachusetts has passionate golfers and some of the world's best courses, but it is also home to global golf businesses that generate over $1 billion a year in revenue. One of those companies is Titleist. We visited their fitting center and ball plant to learn more about the #1 ball in golf.
The genesis of the Titleist company is quite relatable to all of us who love the game. Phil Young, who is our founder, wasn't at the time of the story I'm about to tell. He was out playing a round of golf at the Country Club of New Bedford, and he missed a putt. We've all been there, we've all missed a putt. And Phil, he had this wonderful insight. It wasn't his fault. I think many of us golfers can relate to that too. Phil was proven right. That day, when he missed that putt, lost that match, and was frustrated that a really good putting stroke wasn't rewarded, he had the opportunity through his playing partner to go x-ray those golf balls at St. Luke's Hospital here in New Bedford. And what he found is that the core of that golf ball, it wasn't centered, it was out of round. And so he was right. And the processes and the quality checks that Phil inspired and built into the process still very much exist to this day. And they are the foundation upon which superior performance is built. And so that one missed putt is really the origin of the Titleist company and the #1 ball in golf. At Titleist, we really strive every day and make investments every day to make sure that every golfer has an opportunity to understand which golf ball is best for them. We focus on a green to tee fitting methodology. The reason we focus green to tee is we want to start with the scoring shots. We understand that if we can give you a golf ball that performs and allows you to excel into and around the green and then work our way back to the tee, through other fitting methodologies, we can optimize your entire game. The Manchester Lane test facility, it's this hidden gem, and it's right in the heart of Acushnet. It represents so many different important elements to our process. It represents the opportunity for us to test prototype golf balls on a robot, where you can eliminate all the variables that we human golfers bring to the table. It's one thing if a golf ball performs well with the robot. It's a whole other scenario when you have to test with a vast array of different golfers, different swing types, different speeds. Golf balls have to work across the entire spectrum because the golf ball doesn't know who's hitting it, and we need to work for everyone.
So the first step in the testing for the prototypes is what we call spin-only testing or initial launch condition testing, where we measure the speed of the golf ball, the spin of the golf ball, and how it launched. And we compare that to all the prototypes that we've had thus far. The next step is when we identify that, we need to marry that with an aerodynamic package that we've developed also in our research department. So what we'll do is now take the ball outside. We will hit the ball, still using a robot, using all the technology we have at our disposal. We'll measure how far the golf ball flies. We'll still measure those initial launch conditions because we need that to make sure that nothing has changed in our manufacturing process at the prototype stage. We'll measure how far the ball carried, how far it rolled out. We'll measure peak height using a TrackMan device, which tells me how far the ball flew, how high it flew in the air, and where it reached its peak height.
I hope that every golfer, whether it's an amateur, whether it's a professional, looks at Titleist and recognizes the trust they can have that that golf ball will perform. Whether it's Justin Thomas or whether it's me or whether it's you, any other amateur in the game, I hope they look at that Titleist golf ball, they see that script, and they think that they can trust that their best swing will be rewarded.
Recently, Mass Golf presented replica trophies for USGA national champions Matt Parziali, Shannon Johnson, and Michael Thorbjornsen. Shannon and Matt are both members at Thornley Golf Club in Brockton, Massachusetts, and it was there where we caught up with them to present these beautiful replicas.
Matt and Shannon, thank you so much for both being here. We wanted to take this opportunity to present you both with the replica trophies from your respective wins in 2017 and 2018. Hopefully this helps bring back some feelings from that date and that we can have these in the Golf Museum in Norton, Massachusetts to help memorialize those tremendous victories and days for you. So thank you both for being amazing Mass Golf members and stewards to the golf community here in Massachusetts.
The United States Mid-Amateur Trophy is named the Robert Jones Jr. Memorial Trophy, and it was first awarded in 1981. The Atlanta Athletic Club donated the decorative silver trophy from its most famous member, Bobby Jones, an ornate three-handled cup.
It means a lot that Mass Golf purchased this trophy a few years after I had won. I wanted to at the time, wasn't able to. Then Mass Golf stepped up and worked it out with the USGA. It meant a lot to me to have that back in the state and something that I can see, go visit, and other people can see, and then have it there at the golf house for a long time.
The United States Women's Mid-Amateur Trophy is the Mildred Gardner Pruneray Trophy, and it was first awarded in 1987. The trophy is a sterling silver rose of Paul Revere design that was presented in 1987 by Mildred Gardner Pruneray.
Having those trophies around Mass Golf now and being able for, up and comers to be able to go and see that and just, maybe provide some inspiration to the younger kids. And it's really neat to have, and I think it'll just help grow this game.
All three trophies, including Michael Thorbjornsen's, are on display at the Golf Museum at the Massachusetts Golf House. Still ahead, Mass Golf can help you find any course in the Commonwealth. And we look at a classic Donald Ross design open to the public when the Mass Golfer continues.
This segment is brought to you by FootJoy. Bring some heat to your game with the all-new FJ Fuel.
Welcome back to the Mass Golfer. I'm Stephen Hanjack. One of the many benefits Mass Golf delivers to players across the state is the Find a Club page on massgolf.org. This unique function allows players to search for any type of club across Massachusetts. Whether someone wants to see a listing of all the public courses on the Cape, or which private clubs are in Western Mass, or even which courses have driving ranges, this Find a Club page can do it all. To check it out, visit massgolf.org and then select Find a Club from the drop-down menu labeled Clubs. Now, let's take a look at the host of this year's Massachusetts Amateur Public Links Championship, Sandy Burr Country Club in Wayland, Massachusetts.
The golf course at Sandy Burr is an old Donald Ross design, which to this day is still playable for every level of golfer. Donald Ross characteristics of Sandy Burr, you'll see on our 9th green, which is a true Donald Ross crown green. And just as far as shots to the green, the subtleties as far as keeping the ball below the hole, which is very important for most Donald Ross designs. 18th hole, named the hillside for just the approach shot up the hill. The key thing is just manage yourself in the fairway to gain some control to the shot into the green, because as the genius of Mr. Ross, he's left a nice berm behind the green, so any player who rolls it past and through the green will have to manage themselves from the rough, tougher chip shot. Everybody at Sandy Burr is very excited for the Massachusetts Amateur Public Links Championship. Players who haven't played the golf course will find it a fun and challenging 36 holes for the 2 days. For those who have played, they'll know where to take their chances and also where to know to play safe and hopefully be at the top of the leaderboard by the end of the second day.
Thanks for joining us on the Mass Golfer. There's a lot going on, and the best way to learn and keep track of everything in Massachusetts golf is by visiting massgolf.org or following our social media at PlayMassGolf. Thank you for joining us, and we hope to see you out on the course.
Visit massgolf.org today for all the latest news, event information, and ways to get involved in the game. Follow Mass Golf on social media at Play Mass Golf for fun and engaging content. Produced by Mass Golf in association with Sociable.